Hey guys, it's Shubshin. Welcome to my channel. So today I want to show you guys a guide that I've been wanting to do for a very long time, and that is how to get the most out of your Armory and Paragon points, and I'll explain how the two are connected as well. I'll start with the very basic things. Okay, what is the Armory really for? It's for basically specializing your build to target certain types of content. Now, I have just switched back to Crusader. It's been long enough. I've switched between enough classes that my Armory loadouts have been wiped out. If you switch back and forth between two classes, your Armory loadouts should be saved, but I cycle between all of them. So you will have to redo your Armory loadouts in that case by the time you cycle back around. So far, I have got a Vithu farming build here that I use for farming. It's basically based on Habonus's farming build. I don't have the latest essences yet, the Inferno-only essences. So I'm starting with one of his farming builds from several months ago, just using the fiery horse instead of the electric horse. And then here's a single target build that I've got that is either the same or based on one of his single target builds with the summon. Now it's getting time for PvP. So I want to make a PvP build. So let me go ahead and first things first, let me save this loadout. Okay. And what that saves is my set items that I have equipped. For my PvP loadout, I'm going to want 4 mountebanks and 2 Vithus for this particular loadout for Crusader. And I have gotten my essences locked in. Again, this is based on an old Habonus's oldest. It is Habonus's oldest vault build. But as I say, that's what I'm starting with until I collect the new essences. Now, there are 2 features here that you might want to pay attention to. If you choose this thing right here, this options button, you can see save legendary essence and gems without items. Okay, that is convenient, I find, unless you use different legendary items for specific legendary items for different types of content, particularly PvE versus PvP. I don't go that detailed, so I find it convenient to just save the stuff without the items itself. That way I don't have to update the Armory loadouts every time I get an upgrade. Now, this is a key though. Paragon save current assigned points. Okay, and then again, overwrite. One thing to note is that if you are using different loadouts with different colors of gems in them, different maybe numbers of gems, different colors of gems, then when you switch between them, if you're ever wondering where the hell did my gems go, look in your stash and you may find that there's some stashed items with gems. Okay, it looks like, or here we have one in the inventory. Okay, because I had this one, this item out. I was just setting up the other loadout. But it'll either be in the inventory if you have the item out, or it'll be in your stash. Okay, let's go back to the loadout we're working on. Okay, check, I've got all my gems. Okay, basically, okay, I like to have them all out just to see what I'm working with, in case I want to go over to the NPC and upgrade one of my normal gems. Another side note is to make sure to put your highest ranked normal gems in your lower 3 sockets, because they have the highest base attributes. That would be the life or damage that's listed on the item. here they're all rank 7 except for this rank 6, which I have in one of my upper sockets because this ring here gives less life than, you know, this belt and the boots, for example. Okay, so you'll get more total of your base attributes that way. So right now I have a Paragon assignment that is good for PvE, but not PvP. I've got, well, honestly, I don't really use Vanquisher these days. You know, Survivor, Treasure Hunter, Brawler, I rarely use it. Weaver, those are all PvE focused trees, although some people use Weaver in PvP for a more offensive option. But I'm going to want to reassign these points for this particular loadout and actually focus on Gladiator as my primary active tree for a PvP loadout. That way I can save points, I can do things more efficiently, and I can really optimize, take that optimization to the next level. So with these new features, I could go, you know, now you can actually reset per tree. Are you sure you want to refund all points connected to this node? Okay, so now here's my Vanquisher reset, and none of the others are reset. I could go one by one like that. I could even just make minor adjustments like delete this damage node here, this thing here. Okay, but for the sake of teaching this video, I'm going to go ahead and reset them all with this button that's always been here. Okay, so there's no cooldown on doing this. That's been the case for a while if you're a returning player. Now, let me walk you through what I would do if you're starting absolutely from scratch. First of all, I would get all of the damage and life nodes. Sometimes people prefer one over the other, but let me tell you why. You see that for each point of damage from Paragon, you get plus 20 damage, and each point of life, 200 life. And you compare that to any of the secondary attributes, you only get 4 points per point of potency, armor pen, and the other two. Okay, so potency, armor pen, what are the other two? Armor and resistance. You only get 4 each. If you compare that to other sources, like for example the normal gems, you see a same rank damage gem gives me, in this case, 216 damage. The same rank of one of the secondary stats gives me more points of that secondary stat. So secondary stats are good, but definitely useful, but you want to get them, it's more efficient to get them from other sources like your normal gems, even FODs. So as opposed to damage and life, you get more bang for your buck with Paragon points for damage and life. Okay, so first phase is going to be to assign all these. Now you used to have to, you know, do individual clicks here for every single point. No longer. All you have to do now, go to the end node that you want and just choose quick add. Okay, let's see, and select it. All right, and I want that life node. I also want this damage node. I want everything to be automatically assigned in the most efficient way to get those, spending the least points possible in this tree to get both of those nodes. I just press OK. That's how easy it is. Now I've got all the points in Vanquisher that I want for this loadout. I don't need deeper pockets for PvP, so I'm not going to bother with that. Okay, let's be as efficient as possible. Now let's see, deeper pockets is good for farming. Okay, but I don't need it for a PvP loadout. So let's go with this one. Quick add, go straight to the damage node. That's okay. That's all. Now we've got everything in Survivor. Okay, let's go Treasure Hunter. Quick add, I want to get that life node and everything most efficiently up to there. There we go. The fewest number of points to get all the life and damage nodes in that tree. Now Gladiator, I'm going to do the same thing. This is just phase 1. For me is to get all the damage and life nodes. I will go ahead and activate this Gladiator tree because I know this is the main one I'm going to want in this loadout. Okay, let's go ahead, quick add, and we want that damage node. We also want this life node. There we go. So choose both. That gives you them spending the fewest number of points possible to get those. Okay, here all you have to do is click the life node, and the damage node goes. You see, you don't need to go this route with the potency on the upper left. You can save points that way. Massacre, let's go quick add, just straight to the last life node, and it picks up the damage node efficiently on the way. Brawler, quick add, let's get that life node, and let's also get this damage node. Hold on. Here, if I'm not going to use Brawler, then this point here is wasted. Okay, so instead I'm going to want to, you can actually manually choose the route. You can go here and then that's going to bypass that 1 point. You can save 1 point there if you're not going to use Brawler, okay, as an active tree. Okay, same thing with Duelist. Let's go quick add. I want that life node, damage node, and the life node with the fewest number of points. There we go. Quick add here. Apothecary goes straight to the life node. Okay, picks up the damage as well. Weaver, let's go here. Quick add up to this damage node, picks up the life node as well. And Executioner, we go straight to the life node, picks up the damage node as well. Okay, that is phase 1. Let's go ahead and save that loadout, overwrite that loadout at this point. Okay, phase 1 is complete. Phase 2, choose the active Paragon trees that you want to actually use. Now, for this one, I'm really only interested in Gladiator. I'm only going to use this for PvP. So I'm going to quick add all the actives here. This one, this one, this one, and there we go. We've got this tree completely filled out. Okay, so we've got everything that Gladiator has to offer. All the actives, plus all the life and damage nodes. And in the case of Gladiator, we have to pick up all the secondaries in the process of doing that. Okay, and you know, if you wanted to have other options, you could, like for example, if you wanted to have a more offensive option for PvP, you could also get the Weaver tree here and switch between them. But I'm thinking I just want to focus on Gladiator for this loadout. For my PvE loadouts, as you saw, I typically had more trees that I like to have the flexibility of being able to choose between. I typically prioritize versatility a little bit more in PvE, and in PvP I just like to min-max, just be as efficient as possible, because PvP tends to be where things are hard, where you need to get every single advantage you possibly can over your enemy. So phase 3, I have 365 points left. So how am I going to spend those? Well, the only thing left to spend them on is the secondary stats. Even though you get less bang for your buck with those, that's what you should spend. That's all you have really left to spend the rest of your Paragon points on. So how do I decide which ones to prioritize? Well, I make sure that I have all the, gems equipped. Of course, the normal gems, to maximize the benefit from those. And then I go inspect my secondary attributes here. Go to more attributes, check out those secondary attributes, and see which ones are lower, which ones are higher. It will, if you are... So here I'm in Inferno 3. If you go to the map here on the upper right, you can choose your difficulty here. This will tell you the secondary stats when you mouse over these, how much higher or lower than expected for your level and your current activity and difficulty. Now that really applies to PvE, specifically overworld farming and dungeons. Raids actually scale up to somewhat higher than these values. If you want to check for raids, what's recommended, you have to actually go into the raid you want to check for. So here we go. For PvP, it's more a matter of which, how you want to focus in your build. Right now, my secondaries are relatively evenly balanced. Armor is your main defensive stat that is checked against the armor pen of your opponent, and vice versa. Potency is, affects your harmful effects, including damage over time, crowd control, and debuffs. And potency extends the duration for applying those. Resistance decreases the duration they're on you. But these are all compared against your opponent. And so in PvP, it's about basically trying to get an advantage or get the least disadvantage possible compared to your enemy. So if your enemies tend to have high armor, and you want to deal good damage to them, you should get more armor pen, and basically make those kinds of calculations. It is also dependent on your build. If you want to be tankier in general, get more armor, prioritize armor more, deal more damage, you got armor pen. If you want to focus on crowd control in particular, you want to focus on potency. Otherwise, resistance is probably better to focus on, to be able to not be so crowd controlled for as long against your opponents. And so basically I will be making my own decisions to raise these up with the remainder of my secondary, of my Paragon points. And then one last thing, of course, I am going to be using actually a different gem. So now with this latest feature, you can make dormant gems here, and these will be saved, but I think you still have to go to the NPC in order to transfer the gem power. So I'll go ahead and do that right now. This build does have a total loss of control effect that will proc my chip of the stone flesh. So I'm going to decide which gem is the weakest link among these. Probably going to be, let's see, either Howler's Call or Hellfire. I would say Hellfire. Well, the Howler's Call is lower rank. I'm going to actually replace the Howler's Call with the chip of the stone flesh. So I'm going to go here. Hello. And
how can I help you today?
Gem power transfer. I'm going to extract the power from this gem. Then that one will become dormant. And I will then equip.
I see. Well, please come again. Oh, hello.
All right, first I have to infuse this thing. Power infusion. Let's go ahead and infuse that. And I'm going to use up some of these rank 1 gems in order to do that. Okay. Let me actually craft another gem for gem power. And then I'm going to
Thank you. And come again.
equip this gem here. And
Oh,
I have a
hello.
couple of dupes. So I'm going to upgrade this thing with the dupes that I have and a remaining gem power, and looks like I'll have to use some of these dupes to do that. Upgrade. This is a partial upgrade, so it gives me more resonance and combat rating. Okay, and well, I may regret this, but I'm basically using all of my void sparks for gem power. Okay, so there we
Nothing else I
go.
can
I
help
had
you with?
5,001 resonance before. Now I have 4,950. It's not a huge drop, and this will be better since I have a loss of control effect in this build. So I am going to go ahead and save it, update it now, overwrite it. You can rename it, of course. So this is just there we go. And I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. I think it'd be a little boring maybe to see me spend the remaining Paragon points on secondaries, because that's really that phase 3 is really a personal decision of the exact point distribution for your particular class and build and activity of that particular loadout. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this guide, and I'll see you on the next one. If you liked it, please like and subscribe. All right, thanks for watching. Take care. Quick addendum. So first of all, wrapping up the basics, obviously your Paragon also saves the skills. I did not have my skills matching my essences, so make sure to check that. The other thing in the addendum is, in case you were worried that this guide might be outdated by now, because they've added 3 new Paragon trees, it is not. So let me just show how to assign these health and damage nodes in phase 1. So just go quick add here and there. That's a lot of health and damage. And then Warden. Notice if you go here first, you do not pick up that life node. You pick up the armor pen node instead. So instead of that, I would go quick add the life first and then the damage. And that's it. Other than that, you simply have fewer Paragon points to work with for phases 2 and 3 for the time being, but other than that, I would still recommend prioritizing them in that order for most players, and the basics are all the same, so rest assured of that. And if you liked the music in this video, or if you just want to support a great fellow gamer, great human being, that was Liz on the Bassoon. So please check out her channel. That is Liz Plays Bassoon, and I will link to it in the description.